Supposed to get cold tonight. I figured this is a good night to test out my cold winter gear. This would be the setup in cold weather. Literally the pole connects to the tarp in the center. And then you go back one is where you put it. So that's when you get that slant going there. And you do it to both sides. Now what happens by doing this is we're getting a good seal. So with it getting down to 14 Fahrenheit, we should be able to keep some of the heat in, maybe 5 degrees. So the tarp we got here is an AquaQuest. And that slant, you see that? That allows us to pull in this here. So we go back one, we stake it, and then we pull it over, and that gives us a nice good seal, is what that does. This is a pretty easy setup. You're looking at, as soon as you get into camp, you set up your poles. You don't even have to extend them. But you set up your poles first, put your 2 ropes down, your guidelines, and then stretch your middle pretty tight. Then you do these and bring them across. And then you should be good. Let me show you the inside. So what do we got here? Well, we got a tie vac underground to prevent moisture from coming up. You can get them off eBay, dime a dozen. We've got an X-Ped. That X-Ped mat is good for like -20. So it's more than what I need. The sleeping bag is Western Mountaineering with extra fill. That sleeping bag's not for the faint heart. I've done a couple of reviews on it, but it runs for about $1,000. It's not light. It's heavy duty. Weighs about 4 pounds. It does go in the bottom of my my backpack. And the tarp and the tie vac go in the same bag together. Is what it does. So you got a pretty tight setup. So 4, 5, 6, probably about a 7 to 7.5 pound setup is what you're looking at. Now, because I've gone diagonal with it on both ends with the tarp, you'll notice I got a little bit of room to lay the knapsack or whatever else I need, and I should be all set. But she's going to be a cold one, and my sleeping bag is longer than my pad. I always get the longest sleeping bag they have. I think this one was 6'2". And the reason I do that is because in the foot box, I can put my water purifier, which is my first need. I can put any batteries, anything that needs to be warm. My water bottles that I want to prevent from freezing. So when it goes below 0, nothing's going to freeze. The heat from my body is going to keep everything warm and nothing's going to crack. You can't let your water filters crack. If they do, they're no good. They're garbage, is what ends up happening. So this tarp system should be pretty good. Now, Western Mountaineering does make lighter bags. I mean, you can get bags down to 2 pounds nowadays. But I wanted their heavy-duty bag, which means it's a little thicker on the outside. And I wanted extra fill of goose down. Now, the thing about Western Mountaineering, you understand, every company out there treats their down. Western Mountaineering doesn't. Now, Western Mountaineering is out of California. It's USA made. And literally, this bag is signed by 1 or 2 people on who make them. So if you ever have a problem with this bag and you want to say, look, the stitching came out or whatever, they'll say, what's the name on the side? And they'll know who did it. I got one name on my pack, on my sleeping bag. That's it. That's all I got on there. Now, this Western Mountaineering, I can unzip it and use it like a quilt. I may do that tonight, I don't know. Because this X-Ped pad is designed to reflect heat back into me, is what it's for. When you lay on this pad, I'm going to tell you right now, you can feel the heat coming back into your body. You cannot use this pad in summertime, springtime, or fall time. It's way too hot. Way too hot. Now, when it's not as cold as it's going to be the next couple of nights, normally I use my Nemo pad. I find X-Ped pads are a little bit thicker, is what I find. Now I am going to try, I'm going to make an attempt here. I'm going to try setting up a camera on slow motion. So it takes like one picture every 40 seconds is what I'm thinking I need. And I think it'll run for about 5 hours. So you know that basically I'm not bullshitting you. That I'm the real deal here, okay? That I take my shit out and I test it. I have other videos that show you me testing it in extreme cold. I got one video where I was in a Dan Durston tent testing it, and we went cold, and all I was using was my quilt that I had, which was only good down to 0. And I was shivering all night. I really was. It wasn't enough. So that's what made me save the money and buy this Western Mountaineering sleeping bag. So I need to put it through its paces and see how I feel. Do I need it zipped up tonight? Can I use it like a quilt? I'm not really sure yet. I may just climb into it and go to sleep. I have a pillow. So that's a complete setup under 8 pounds with a heavy duty sleeping bag. Now, like I said, you can buy lighter sleeping bags that weigh 2 pounds and shave 2 pounds off. But you have to understand, when you get into lighter weight stuff, you get into more fragile stuff. And they require you to take better care of them. With a sleeping bag like this, I mean, this thing would take a beating. And to be quite honest with you, I probably don't even need a tarp, is what I don't need with this thing. So that's very interesting too. So I probably could use the sleeping bag without the tarp. But this is going to be the setup tonight. We got a little bit of a breeze going on. Not much, but a little. So right now, this consists of AquaQuest tarp, Tyvek bottom layer, X-Ped pad. That X-Ped pad has down in it too. And a Western Mountaineering sleeping bag with a pillow. That's what it has. Now I will set up a light in there on dim. I'll set up the camera and we'll set everything up. And hopefully it works the way it should so you guys can see. You can fast forward through it later and see that I really am not playing any games like a lot of other preppers and people do. The majority do not test their gear. You can tell by how shiny it is. Or they make stuff up. You know, this is in my yard. I don't want to turn around. That's why I want to do the slow motion. Hello, Striper. Does it meet to your prerequisites? I wonder if a cat's going to climb in with me tonight. Because it is going to be cold. I got 2 cats that love me to death. So these are outside cats, by the way. Oh, look at him getting in on that sleeping bag. He says, oh boy, oh boy. This was better than last night, wasn't it? Striper, psst, get out of there. Get out of there. You're going to wreck my sleeping bag. Last thing I need is him taking a shit there. Jesus Murphy. These cats do have houses on the front porch. They're all insulated and heated, but curiosity will get to them, I guess. But I suggest use Tyvek if you're going to use a tarp. Now, some people use, you ever seen that stuff you put on windows and then you hit it with the blow dryer that tightens up? Poly something it's called. A lot of people use that because it's lighter. But, and again, it's super light and you just go buy another one and use it. I think Tyvek's better. Now, understand with Tyvek, you can buy this in 2 ways. You can buy it where it's crinkled like a bugger, and then you got to soften it up so it's not as crinkly yourself. Or you can buy it where the crinkle's been taken out of. You just have to pay attention to that on eBay. This one, the crinkle was taken out of. I have another one that I took the crinkle out of. But this one's softer. I just don't understand how the guy did it. So we're going to have to go that route. But doesn't that look cozy tonight? Trust me, with this setup here, you're not going to freeze. Not at all. And the tarp's just in case it sprinkles, rains. I mean, we are pretty cloudy. We're black clouds. It could very well rain tonight. So we'll have to see. But like I said, these sleeping bags by Western Mountaineering, the down is not treated. There is no proof that treating down makes it more waterproof. Some people have even said you get less warmth. You see, Western Mountaineering wants to make a bag that you're going to have the rest of your life. Not just for 4 or 5 years. They don't want to end up in landfills. I mean, they literally build these like Fort Knox. But it's like anything in life. You get what you pay for. And if you really want to be warm, a Western Mountaineering bag is the way to go. I've had many bags. I really have. And when you look at other companies, 300, 400, trust me, save the money and go buy from this company. They're amazing. American made. You'll have no doubt. But pay attention because their bags are all different. You don't get to choose color. But some of their bags are wider in the waist. Some of their bags are skinnier. They're designed to keep as minimum airspace around your body as possible. This bag fits me perfect, and I do have a bit of a belly, so there's that. But should be an interesting night tonight. All right, I'll report back if I'm alive. I'll get you guys on the next one.